So today we're going to be taking a look at the Redmi Note 11 versus the Tecno Camon 18. Now both of these phones cost 106,000 Naira or $195 or $185 each. Let's assume you were in the market now for a new phone and your budget was $200. Should you buy the Tecno Camon 18 or should you buy the new Redmi Note 11? We're going to find out throughout the course of this video, alright? To start off here, both phones are built in plastic as you will expect for devices of this caliber. On the right side, both phones have side-mounted fingerprint readers that also serve as power buttons. The fingerprint readers are very fast to unlock the devices as you would expect. Right above the fingerprint readers, you will find the volume up and down keys on both devices. On the left side of both phones, you will find the dual SIM trays that can take 2 SIM cards and an SD card. At the top of the Tecno Camon 18, you will find nothing, it's just plain and bare. While on top of the Redmi Note 11, you will find a headphone jack, a second speaker, a noise cancelling mic and an IR blaster that you can use as a remote control to control your TV, air conditioners and almost anything that uses a remote control. At the bottom of the Tecno Camon 18, you will find a headphone jack, a USB Type-C port, a single speaker, which means the Tecno Camon 18 does not have stereo speakers like the Redmi Note 11. At the bottom of the Redmi Note 11, you will find a microphone outlet, a second speaker, which means the Redmi Note 11 has stereo speakers. The Redmi Note 11 has a USB Type-C port and the Tecno Camon 18 also have a USB Type-C port. Both phones have camera bumps. The camera bumps are protruding a little bit on both devices, which we will talk about in a moment. The Camon 18 has a very glossy finish. It reflects light differently, but the Redmi Note 11 has a matte finish. Which one is better is subjective, but I'll personally pick a matte finish over a glossy finish anytime. The Redmi Note 11 is the slimmer and lighter device weighing 179 grams, while the Tecno Camon 18 weighs 196 grams. The Redmi Note 11 is more handy and more comfortable for one-handed operation. And again, this is subjective. You might prefer the Redmi Note 11's design or the Camon 18. That's up to you. The Redmi Note 11 has an IP53 water and dust resistant, which means it can survive a quick fall into water or minor splashes. But the Tecno Camon 18 does not have any official IP rating. So if both phones fall inside water, the Redmi Note 11 might most likely survive better than the Tecno Camon 18. The display on the Camon 18 is an IPS LCD display, while the Redmi Note 11 has an AMOLED display. The display of the Redmi Note 11 is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 3. There is no actual rating on the kind of glass that protects the Tecno Camon 18. The Redmi Note 11 has a better display because it is more vibrant, colors pop, and of course this is because this display is an AMOLED display. Both displays are full HD displays, however the Redmi Note 11's display is the brighter one. Consuming digital content on both devices looks great, but personally I enjoy watching videos or consuming content more on the Tecno Camon 18 because of the massive size of the display. But videos and other media content look better on the Redmi Note 11 because of the AMOLED display. Both phones have a high refresh rate of 90Hz, but the Camon 18 is smoother and better. It feels more fluid and softer to touch. While the Redmi Note 11 is not that great in terms of smoothness, even with the high 90Hz refresh rate turned on. Both phones give you the option to drop the high refresh rate to 60Hz so that you can save more battery if that is what you want. Both displays have a hole punch camera cutout for the selfie cameras. Overall, when it comes to the display, the Redmi Note 11's display is the preferred display. Both phones come with a 5000 mAh battery. Which one is better will depend on how you use your phone. During the times I've spent with these devices, I will say the batteries have been great on both phones. Both the Redmi Note 11 and the Tecno Camon 18 support fast charging. However, the Redmi Note 11 has a 33 watts fast charging support and it comes with a 33 watts fast charger in the box. You can charge it from 0 to 100% in just an hour. While the Tecno Camon 18 supports 18 watts fast charging and comes with the 18 watts fast charger in the box. And you can juice it up from 0 to 100% in an hour 30 minutes or an hour 40 minutes. For the memory options, you will get between 4 to 6 gigs of RAM on both devices and you will get between 64 and 128 gigabytes internal storage on both devices. The Redmi Note 11 is powered by the Snapdragon 680 chipset, while the Tecno Camon 18 is powered by the MediaTek Helio G88 chipset. So far, the performance on both devices is basically the same. You can actually play graphic-intensive games on low or medium settings on both phones, and they will both handle it very well. Both phones come with Android 11 from the box. Now, I'm not sure about the Tecno Camon 18 if you can actually upgrade it to Android 12 yet, but for the Redmi Note 11, I'm very sure when the time is right, you can actually upgrade it to Android 12. The Tecno Camon 18 runs on the Tecno iOS skin, while the Redmi Note 11 runs on the Redmi MIUI 13 Android skin. Now, which of them is preferable will depend on you. Personally, I don't really find both of them any different because they come with bloatwares and they have their own issues, so no one is really better than the other in my opinion. Now, when it comes to the cameras, the Redmi Note 11 has a quad camera setup. It has a 50 megapixel wide-angle lens, 8 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide-angle lens. It has a 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. In front of the phone, there is a 13 megapixel wide-angle lens. While the Tecno Camon 18 has a triple camera setup at the back. It has a 48 megapixel wide-angle lens, a 2 megapixel macro lens, a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and it has a 16 megapixel wide-angle selfie lens. Both phones can shoot videos at 1080p, no 4K available on both devices. If you've been following me for a while or if you've been watching my videos previously, you know what I always say about specs on paper. Specs on paper are just specs. Anybody can write anything. Anybody can say a camera has 300 megapixels or 400 megapixels camera. But the real life performance is what will actually determine how good these cameras are. I want you to keep an open mind as you watch these pictures that I'm about to show you. First of all, I'll put the pictures without tagging them. Then later on, I will show you the names. So keep an open mind and let me know in the description which of them you actually thought was the pictures from the Redmi Note 11 or the pictures from the Tecno Camon 18.
About others way before myself, yeah. I guess that's why I feel like I go through hell, damn. Wasting time on your dreams instead of mine, yeah. About to turn this franchise around on a dime, man. It's all about finding your right state of mind. It's all about turning the worst into fine. It's all about time and the work and the climb. From the thirst we will rise, I'm immersed in this life. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth. Just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth. Just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth. Just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth. Just focus on yourself first.